Well, hello. Yay! Let's give a round of applause for my co-host, Jonathan. Welcome to the Christine Love Show Season 2 with my now starring co-host, Jonathan. How you doing this evening?
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming aboard. I think you would be a great addition to my show or what I'm trying to do. Long term, short term, all terms. I think you should be a part of it. You have a lot to say. We have great conversations, and I think it should be shared. Well, not all of them, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
I'm super excited. We're going to jump right in. So we're doing things a little bit different. We're jumping into, the latest news, hot topics, and occasionally I will have some guests, talking about different subjects. But for now, we're going to jump on into our hot. So, over the weekend, apparently this morning, there was over 100 cars that were broken into, including an APD vehicle around 6 a.m. this morning in the Mariposa Lofts. That's in Inman Park. Have you ever, do you know where that is?
I don't know what that is. No, I don't.
Yep. So 100 cars. And a lot of the people in the comments were basically saying, what is Atlanta coming to? How in the hell are you first 3 cars, okay? You hear the chatter, the glass, and all of that chaos in a parking deck. Who, what, and why hasn't anybody seen anything? What are your thoughts on that? Over 100 cars and an APD vehicle was damaged.
Well, that's just. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal personally because it's despite the volume, it's an isolated incident. It was in one particular building, so clearly that's the fault of management. I mean, I'm going to assume. I mean, I'm not trying to play detective, but I would bet money that the person that broke into it lives there. They live there because they know the layout. They know nothing gets investigated. They got no cameras. They've got no security, so it won't take a thief long to realize, damn. My apartment complex has no security. So guess what I'm gonna do tonight? I'm gonna go smash these windows with nobody checking, and I'm gonna take all these goods and bring it right back into my apartment. Like it's no problem. I mean, that's not even. I mean, that's not even. There's no gang running around that complex trying to take over the property. It's just, hey, it was easy. That's me thinking like that. I don't. Anybody think otherwise can try to prove something differently. But to me, that's an open and shut case. Now you're not gonna find the person that did it, maybe, but at least it's not. You don't have to worry about Atlanta being crime ridden because of something that happened in one particular complex. I mean, nobody sounded the alarm when people were getting robbed in Deerfield or Camelton Road. So why are we gonna worry about Inman Park?
Woo!
So, it's just, that's just what it is.
And I agree. I think it's isolated. I think it's, like you said, someone knowing the security system and they just went ham. So, thank you, Jonathan. Moving on. Oh my God. Yesterday, the rain we're in South Fulton, right? Henry County, Clayton County was beautiful. But
this GMC. They good. Oh my God. Bye.
Oh, it's beautiful.
One of the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5
sitting in the water.
who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the
This
first
is
day.
crazy.
Now,
Oh God.
What the? Me and you, we were just not. I was trying to get the Family Dollar back. It was sprinkling. I mean, not knowing a whole Hurricane Katrina was going on in Atlanta. How in the hell is that possible when we're 30 minutes or less away here out in Clayton County, Fulton County?
Yeah. I saw that this morning. I was amazed because it's so odd how something can happen just 10 minutes down the street, 2 worlds apart. I had no idea it was storming that bad. People flooding. I mean, it's almost it's embarrassing,
Right.
you know, that's something that's really unavoidable. Now, granted, you do have a lot of construction,
Right.
and the areas that you showed were heavy. If I think I saw something over there by the by IKEA, which
Yes.
is north side, they got a lot of construction. So the city has changed a lot in that area real fast. And I think that's I don't know. I'm not a civil engineer, but we've already got problems with the sewage system as it is before all that happened, especially in West Atlanta over there in that area. That was a problem some years ago. If they didn't fix it, but they built on top of it, I mean, they're just here. But once again, when it happened before, a certain type of community was getting affected, and there wasn't a whole lot of noise about it. Now all of a sudden, oh my goodness, where's all this flooding coming from? Now because not only do you have cameras, but because the people that are getting affected are different. Now maybe something to get done. You know, when back before, a lot of older families in the Collier Heights area, hey, it's whatever. Nobody really shut down the city because of their complaints. But now you got a different type of person complaining, and you have it on camera. So maybe the city's going to do what they should have done and get it fixed. But that's kind of ridiculous. Not kind of, it is ridiculous that it got to that point. Because it wasn't like it rained a long time. So that's flash flooding. I mean, something's backed up.
Right.
You got nowhere to go. So,
well, a couple of people said in the comments about removing all the trees, this is what you get, or during gutters that it's clogging up the system, the infrastructure. What do you think? I think so. I think it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Well, it's everything. Yeah, I mean, the trees are already, well, again, I mentioned there's already construction going on. So that's clearing land, and the little bit that we do have in that area makes a big difference. I'm not a scientist. I'm not, like I said, I don't have any education in that matter, but it's almost, to an extent, common sense. When you take something away and you don't plan to replace it the right way, there's going to be an effect. There's going to be an effect some kind of way. Whatever that is, it's going to come out. Like when you take all these trees out of here, you're going to have a different type of wind stream. So now you take a few trees out the way, more trees are going to fall because they don't help each other out, protect from the wind. So when you take something out of a certain area, now you got nowhere for the water to go. So what's it going to do is it's going to build up. You know, so that's it's. But it takes something to happen to make something happen. So maybe they'll do something right. Maybe. Call your local representative.
Oh my God, this next one, you're going to laugh because I so wanted you to do this. I was trying to find a way to make this happen.
1-0 to the 7th. The Freeze looks like he might go down. No, his opposition went down. Oh,
he looked back and that was it.
Oh, it's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
You have one chance to beat the Freeze, and you might have broken your glasses.
Yeah, I didn't even see the finish.
So you want me to make a fool out of myself, basically?
Oh my God!
So I'm gonna be just.
Wait a minute, that's not what you said when we first started dating.
I think I think I can beat Mr. Freeze. I think I can still. I got a little bit of juice in the tank. Not to mention too much pride. I gotta, and I think they get a head start. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So I think what happens is you can run so far, and then the dude starts.
Yeah, and you just see him take off, but dude had it, and then
that guy would have won had he not lost his balance. So
wait, we got run.
1-0 to the 7th. The Freeze looks like he might go down. No, his opposition went down. Oh,
He looked back, and that was it.
Oh, it's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
You have one chance to beat the freeze, and you might.
He went down hard. He was so mad. Anybody who's out there who knows how I can get my baby in this race, I'm not gonna say. I paid top dollar, but I damn near close will because I Mr. Freeze. Okay. Moving on.
Where's the money? Okay, guys.
Okay, so let me explain this before because it was super short on what happened. So pretty much this nail salon, super busy, business as usual. A robber comes in and nobody's phased. The man on the phone, if you look, not even paying attention. He's like, what's going on here? Like, they're not even phased. This man coming in saying what he's saying.
Where's the money? Where's the money? Okay, guys. Hey, give me everything. Give me. I saw you on the video.
You want Cash App or Zelle?
I want Cash App and Zelle.
Okay. Give me your number. I can get you a Zelle with you, okay?
Give me everything. Wave goodbye, everybody. Bye. Glad everybody's okay.
So that tells me, before you comment, that this is so common and that the Vietnamese or Asian are so used to this BS, they're not even fazed by it anymore. Like the lady did a TikTok going back into the office to see, get their opinions. And if you can see their reaction was like, oh yeah. So I thought that was like, he was completely.
Where's the money? Where's the money?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
He's robbing
I saw the video.
place.
You don't have to show it again, but
Okay.
did the person take anything?
No.
So what happened? I mean, the guy came in. Did he walk to the back and take money out the safe? Or did he
That's what was all. Allegedly, he came in, nobody was fazed, he didn't get nothing, and then he ran out. So somebody did a TikTok going back because nobody was hurt, nobody was shot, of course.
No, I got whatever about the TikTok. I just don't. Okay.
They're not fazed.
So long story short, guy comes into a place,
right,
and has no reaction to the people, and he walks out,
right,
and so he gets away, but nothing stolen.
Nothing stolen.
And then I guess what's the question? Man, I
There's
don't know.
no question. We're just going on what's on top of on social media, what I'm seeing. So I just thought that was super, super funny to me. Moving on.
Well. No, I don't want to move on yet. I just wanted to make sure I understood because it seems like, well, it's a concern. It's not. I don't think it's funny. I think we should all be bothered. One, because who goes to those nail salons, and then who protects the nail salons, and then I don't know that I want my the people that I'm going to. I don't know that I want my service providers to be so nonchalant when bullshit pops off. Because there was no protection. So they was like, hey, I don't give a shit what happens. But if I'm in there, I'm thinking I'm gonna have a problem with it. So if you're not gonna protect me from the outside, because it's your responsibility, I don't have to go to your store and protect myself as if I should be prepared to protect myself. But I shouldn't come in thinking, like I don't go to the bank thinking, if I get robbed, if there's a robber that comes in, I got to handle the robbery.
Well, the same thing for a restaurant. You don't have protection.
Well, yeah, but that's true. It's true. The point I'm trying to say is, when I go somewhere, I'll just stick with the bank example. When I go to the bank,
that's different.
It's not different. No, it's not.
That's
Why?
a bank. They got
But why?
security.
Yeah, they got
It's a
security. So
nail
hold on.
salon.
Why do you have? Okay, here we go.
It's a bank.
Why do you have security at the bank? Let me finish.
Oh, God.
Why do you have security at the club?
It involves money.
Well, the barbershop don't involve money. The car wash don't involve money. The convenience store doesn't involve money. We see convenience stores getting robbed all the time. But
Right.
what you don't see is the customers getting robbed. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe they don't show that part. But the problem I'm trying to make is, the point I'm trying to make is, if I got to secure myself, and I do believe it's my responsibility ultimately, but don't look at me crazy when I come in there with a bulletproof vest and a sidearm and a ninja sword on my hip, because who else gonna do it?
Right.
You know, so that guy comes in waving a gun and you cool about it, and I
Right.
get to swinging and chopping and shooting because y'all didn't have nothing set up to look out for me. Then am I wrong?
Really?
No, but what
I know. Right.
Right, so you might as well be damn Wild West. You might as well be OK Corral. Just put two guns on his hip. Be like, hey man, I got to go outside. All right, I hope you make it back. I'll see you at 6. Then I'll be ready. I'm gonna get my nails done. I got all my clips with me. Well, all right, well, take the dog with you.
Oh.
Just in case.
Oh. All right. Thank you,
Okay,
John.
yeah.
Appreciate you. Okay. Georgia Democratic Representative Misha Maynard switches to GOP. My name is Representative Misha Maynard, and today I made the decision to leave the Democratic Party. I represent a blue district in the city of Atlanta, so this wasn't a political decision for me. It was a moral one. I will never apologize for being a Black woman with a mind of my own. So she has represented District 56, a heavily Democratic district in Atlanta, since 2021. It shifts from the Republican-Democrat balance of power in the Georgia State House to 102 to 78. Maynard said, when I decided to stand up on behalf of disadvantaged children in support of school choice, my Democratic colleagues didn't stand by me. They crucified me. When I decided to stand up in support of safe communities and refused to support efforts to defund the police, they didn't back me. They abandoned me. She gone.
Is she related to Maynard Jackson? She don't have any.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
I don't know who she is, and I hate to say that. I should, but I don't have a problem with what she did.
Right. I don't either. I think
I think anybody out there that's loyal to a party should already check themselves, because you loyal to a party, that means you blind to the message. You know, if your pastor goes out there and does some BS, you're gonna follow him just because he's your pastor, or you're gonna think, wait a minute now, pastor, that wasn't the right thing to do. So I think I need to leave you alone. I don't think, because I'm not following you, I'm following the message.
right.
So if the Democrats, based on what she said, I'm just going on what you just showed me. I have no dog in this fight. But based on what I saw, they left her high and dry. Her party abandoned her. Now, I don't know if that means the other party won't. I mean, because you can always be independent. But that's a whole other conversation, because if you leaving was, I think, the right thing to do. If you went through all the steps and processes and tried to get something done, I get that. But when you're going to jump ship and go to another party that might not want you might not be on your side, then you are prostituting yourself, looking for somebody to rub you on your back and tell you you're special, you look good. You're already in a downward spiral. But if you really want to be up, but because here's the catch, you looking for some support, and you're looking who's going to support you, opposed to saying, you know what, I'm going to stand up on my own. You can go solo. You can be independent. But if you worry about your votes, and you say, well, damn, you know what, I got to get some voters. If your concern is your vote and your job, because when you're an elected official, you really should be more about your cause opposed to just trying to get a job. You understand? A lot of these politicians just want to be politicians all their life just because that's their career, that's their job.
Right.
They ain't made no changes, but they just know the system to where they can get a job every 4 years because you know how to work the system.
Yeah.
So if you're just trying to work the system, then you're gonna open up to anybody.
So she's
but if you really want to be a rebel and be like, I'm really trying to move some things and make some things happen, I just have to go solo, put all my faith in what I'm talking about, and whoever really gonna believe in me is gonna vote for me. If they don't, then I have to figure out something else.
Right. Well said. Well said. No, you all well said. Well said. All right, so we're gonna jump into our next video. It's hot on the media now because I don't know what's going on with him.
Who is him?
Jamie Foxx.
I went to hell and back.
This morning, an emotional and candid Jamie Foxx, the Oscar-winning actor, opening up for the first time since his serious health scare.
I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through.
They're doing the mess around. Everybody's doing the mess around.
The Ray star made headlines back in April when he suffered a medical emergency while filming Back of Action, the Netflix film pausing production after he was rushed to an Atlanta area hospital. Foxx telling fans he was intentional about staying out of the limelight.
And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through.
I knew you were trouble from the start.
Then in late April, the 55-year-old undergoing treatment in Chicago at one of the country's top physical rehab centers that specializes in stroke and brain injuries.
My road to recovery had some potholes as well, but I'm coming back. And I'm able to work.
The star not disclosing details of the health issue, but assuring fans he's bouncing back.
Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. Said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed.
And thanking his family and doctors for his recovery.
I'm here on earth because of some great people. I'm here on earth because of God, man. So I love all y'all.
Is this the show?
And let you know
how long is this clip?
That I'm on my way back.
All right. He's been cloned.
Is this the ET show?
He's been cloned. No, I'm just teasing. Don't he look like he's seen the ghost or he's seen somebody? He done went to heaven or somewhere and been back.
No, not to me. Not to me. I mean, he's an actor. First of all, he's an actor. So actors act all the time. That's what you got to remember.
Act?
Well, my point is, first of all, I don't know. I don't know Jamie Foxx. Don't know him. I'm not for him or against him. I don't know him. He's a person
right?
that entertains the fans or the people on screen, and that's where it stops for me.
Right. I mean, that's all of them.
Well, people people because people want to attach to people as my heart's pouring out for Jamie Foxx. Send all your prayers out for Jamie Foxx, or just let him be. Whatever. First of all, he had a medical emergency. That's his own business. So I never needed to know that. He never needed to make an announcement to anybody that he's going through something. Okay, well, do I need to get on TV and say, hey man, you know what? I stubbed my toe this morning. I gotta, okay. how many people you know hurt and sick and don't make news blast? That's another thing. Since we're on this topic, look at it. Whoever sees this.
Speaking of seeing,
make sure there's certain things that you don't need to put on Instagram and Facebook. If you're not doing well, I understand you're not doing well, but you need to get out of the habit of trying to live your life on social media platforms. I don't want to see any of my friends in a hospital bed with tubes and catheters sticking out and all. They all messed up in the hospital. Like, dude, that's your personal business. This is way out of control. Now, as far as Jamie Foxx is concerned, I mean, obviously it's some bullshit, because otherwise they would have said it. And whatever that is his business. Once again, because you're putting out anything, you're making people got to wonder what's going on. I shouldn't be sitting here thinking, man, was it an overdose? Was it a severe case of a VD infection?
Oh my God.
Was it? I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't have to think about it.
Right.
I should not have to wonder why they had to do what they had to do to this guy. But because you making such a big deal, I can't be like, well, damn, well, what is it?
Yeah, because you're not a fan. Now, this was somebody from the Black Angels band. Oh man, what's going on with Tommy Chuck?
No, Win. All I'm thinking about is when the next album coming out, if it comes out at all. I don't want to know about nobody's their personal life, because they're not my friend. I don't want to know their personal life. That's not my concern.
Wow.
You know, your job as a person is to do your job and get congratulated on your job. And once they leave, that's the end of it. It's like turn the switch off. And then when they come back to see you, they turn the switch back on. They shouldn't be wondering, what's she doing today? What's she having for dinner today? Where's she going on vacation today? That's none of their business. Right?
Right. Absolutely.
So why should we be looking out for him when people I'm sorry. I digress, because I guess everybody wants to have fans.
Everybody.
Yeah. I hope everybody's following.
All right.
Go up.
Thank you, Jonathan. So we're going to move on to the Carlee Russell case. I don't know if you're familiar, babe, but it's been all over the social media. It's kind of calming down now, where allegedly this young lady saw a toddler walking on the side of the expressway.
Oh, boy.
She got out of her car and ended up kidnapped, abducted for a couple of days, then reappeared. It was kind of, yeah. Let's take a look.
Moment you all first laid eyes on her again. What was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit-down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carlee Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her.
What's wrong with him?
But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carly's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carly has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual
I guess
involved.
they told Dad not
Police
to say
have just
that.
said they're following up on all information provided by Carly.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is
Not
that what
one
happened?
word.
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
But they say one
Wasn't
thing
he in one of
is
Tyler
clear.
Perry movies?
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
Mentally?
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
Oh, there you go.
Great, yeah.
Okay.
He must have hurt me. Okay, let me just start. Let me just go. Let's just. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Well, I was going to attach before we jump into it about the police now got all involved, of course, and this is what was happening at the news.
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned. Well, you know, again, that's not something that we've been discussed as we're going through the still investigation. But, you know, people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and you know, the gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone? You said Carly was on the phone with 911. She was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never. But 6 football fields. I like athletics. I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
So they got all kind of memes and they're dragging her. Then you got the people that support her that's saying, you know, they're showing so much attention. It's almost like she cries wolf and there's really missing Black girls out here and she's making it bad. I mean, it was just an uproar of different, you know, sides of saying this and saying that. What are your thoughts on this situation?
So regarding that story, it goes back to what, in my opinion, was the Jamie Foxx and this whole obsession with trying to be relevant to some degree. Try to make things that either shouldn't be relevant, and irrelevance wants to become relevant. So I'm of the, you know, I don't know the story. Well, Alabama's got it. First of all, you got to understand the situation in Alabama. There's already a public problem with the Amber Alert system there and how it biasly reacts to whites differently than blacks. That's fact. Look it up. Do your research. It's an issue. When we come up missing, there's a lower percentage of police involvement in activity compared to white people. I'm not going to be politically correct. I'm just saying it. So now with that going on down there, then you got this situation. I think you mentioned people are pissed off because now you got a situation where it appears that someone's crying wolf, which is going to support the people that say they shouldn't worry about Black lives and then hurt the people that say hey, this could have been a real matter. Because looking at the facts, it just don't make any sense.
Well, there's other things. They're saying that she broke up with her boyfriend and she did this for attention. They've seen her post things like, oh, I love, she tweeted like a couple days before, a day before, I love the movie Taken. You know, she went and got some supplies, deodorants, and it's almost like she packed and it was intentional. That's allegedly.
Okay. See, I don't know.
Saying allegedly. Use the word allegedly. We have
See,
to.
I know nothing about that. I know nothing about any of this stuff. All I know is.
So did that change anything? Your perspective?
Damn, it supports my theory. It supports my theory already. It says, hey, wait a minute, because the lady said you just walk back home. I mean, come on. How many phones do you pass? How many? That don't even sound right. That doesn't even sound right. You walk back to the house. I mean, if I'm running for my life, I'm not gonna just nonstop. Because I don't know if she's an athlete. I don't know. She had on some joggers, so she could just keep a nice pace back to the crib without being really out of breath. I mean, how do you even? You can't even. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Then you got everybody in the uproar trying to figure out where you are. That's the bullshit. I think that person. This is. I think somebody. Well, from what I saw in that video, I think the entire household needs some mental counseling.
Oh, and that was being said as well.
I think the dad looks like he's pigeonholed and he's been whipped to silence. I think the mother is trying to protect her daughter and don't want nobody talking about her baby, and she don't want to acknowledge the insanity going on, and the child, the kid, has some issues. And while I'm on this situation, I think we need to do a better job of our missing pictures. If I come up missing, I don't need to look. Don't take the picture of me walking down the street with half my stomach showing, like I'm doing a fashion show shoot. I mean, you could have chosen all. See, I think everybody back when I was a kid, they used to say, "Hey, parents, take a up-to-date picture of your kids." So this is how bad shit was, because if they get abducted, we have a recent picture of what they look like.
Right, I remember that.
So when you do this, when you take this picture, they don't need to be in that. They don't need to be, they don't need to be looking a certain kind of way. Because now I'm thinking, damn, I look like an old knucklehead anyway. Look at little JJ's picture. He got a gun in his hand. He got a blunt in his mouth. Oh, look at little Nene. She got an ass pointing at the camera. I'm sorry.
Continue on.
Okay, so again, that's important. The mom chose that picture. This is the best picture we got of my baby. We're gonna put this on the missing persons and put it on the back of the milk boxes of her walking down the street in New York with her hair blowing in the wind. With her, I mean, come on. Y'all couldn't use a graduation picture? Tell you, the clues point to we got problems going on.
Thank you. And our last story for tonight. Thank you, Jonathan. That was well said. I agree. You give it.
How is it that anyone could suggest that in the midst of these atrocities, that there was any benefit to being subjected to this level of dehumanization? In the midst of these atrocities, that there was some benefit. Came here through Ellis Island. Americans who were kidnapped and brought over on slave ships. Americans who are native to this land. Our history as a nation is born out of tragedy and triumph. That's who we are. Part of that is what gives us our grit. Knowing from where we came, knowing the struggles that we have come through, and being stronger
in our dedication to saying no more and not again. So let's reject the notion that we would deny all of this in terms of our history. Let us not be seduced into believing that somehow we will be better if we forget. We will be better if we remember.
So, like I showed you the other night about how Florida, they're trying to put it in the Black history textbooks as if slavery should be looked as a benefit versus such a tragedy. So I know we had a deep conversation the other night about this, and I just, thought I would just put it out there for those who haven't caught that, because it was, kind of put online and then no one really talked about it. That is deep. So, what were your thoughts? You can share what we talked about on a lighter note, but it was.
Well, I mean, it's too much to say. I'll say something differently that I didn't say last night.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that this might happen is a reflection of the Black community's inability to be involved in their government system. Mm-hmm. I think if they can even make this happen, I think that every person of color, because I don't want to. I can see where a white person will have a different outlook. Right. I can see how I don't. This wrong, because it really is only one outlook of it. But if I can see how their lifestyle and their ideology about life in general can make them think a certain way, they could twist something because they never had to feel anything of that magnitude. So I can see where that can happen. But anybody of color can reflect to a time where they can identify with it in some degree, and they can say, and then there should also be a relative, for lack of a better word, a fear factor involved, and to say, hey, if they can do this to them, it's just a matter of time before they do it to us. Mm. So that if anybody even joins this whole coalition to say, hey, and here's what they'll get you at. Here's what they'll get you to join their side. Because anybody out there who thinks Juneteenth is a wasted holiday, because people think that. People say, well, why are these folks getting all this attention? Mm. Why do they get to have, they got two holidays. They got Martin Luther King, and now they got Juneteenth. Where's the Jew Day? Mm. Where's the Arab Day? Where's the day for Mexican Americans? Where's the day for Arab Americans? Why are these Black folks getting all this attention? So guess what? We're gonna help these whiteys over here. We're gonna help them change the curriculum so that we can get put in our place. So if they go with that thought process, then they'll be the next in line. That's how they do it. They divide and conquer. They say we're gonna make y'all into groups, and then we're gonna chop down one group, and we're gonna help you do it. You're gonna help us chop this group down. Cause look at them. Then they can go back to look at how we represent ourselves. So we don't help the cause, but then they're gonna make them say, look at what they're doing, because too many niggas are representing us and not enough Black folks. We see too many niggas out there nutting up, and the Black folks sitting back like the white folks, like, why they act like that? So we see it, but the volume is almost, is that really how all of us are? Or it's just enough of us? It's just enough of us to where the people that see it are gonna be like, you know what? Let's just calm them down and let's try to minimize their voice. And now we're gonna join together over here. So then after they do that, then they're gonna go after the Mexican Americans next. They're already trying to put y'all out the country. They're already trying to make your license invalid. They already do all these things to you. But if you don't join the forces of the people that could be really allies, then it's going to happen to you. So, hey, you know what? On the flip side, I like the fact that they're doing this because it lets you see the grass is cut and the snakes are showing. So therefore, you already know who's on the real BS. And then whoever votes for them is going to show you where they really are. So it's not like you got to spin in a different direction. Expose yourself. Take the hoods off show me who you are, and now do something about it, Florida.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to bring up your incident in college real quick? That was kind of.
I mean, I don't have the same spirit right now.
You were like, last night, but
so yeah, I mean, it's maybe another time.
Gotcha. Well, that's it, baby. We went through the topics of this week. You know, each week is something different, same shit, different day, different week. But we got through it, and thank you for joining me. Like I said, on my season 2, I look forward to working with you. I look forward to bringing you a part of my other guests and just turning up. Oh, was that kind of corny?
I'm the dry guy, so.
Yeah. Until next time.
Okay.
The Christine Love Show season 2, starring my co-host Jonathan, is in the building. Until next time, good night.
All right, see you later.